heart-wrenching footage from the southern border, showing the moments families with children brave dangerous...
Meanwhile, the crisis on the U.S.-Mexico border is intensifying as Texas towns along the Rio Grande expect a large...
Securing our border is part of our security, to protect and defend our country.
It's a crisis that's overwhelmed immigration authorities on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border.
Over the last few years, the US-Mexican border has faced a surge of immigration, leading to a current crisis the whole country is well aware of. Every day, thousands of immigrants reach the border with hope to enter the United States of America. There are several reasons for these vast numbers. Numerous countries around the world are failing economically, human rights are being constantly prohibited, and even immigration policies are changing.
Thousands of people currently live unfilled at the border, while others are being processed in the famous and controversial ICE establishments. One way or another, they are being treated like animals, with no identity or personality, when they are people, just like us. This issue must be solved as soon as possible.
As human beings, all of us, with no exceptions, have the right to receive proper and adequate treatment when confronted with the law. Apparently, immigrants are not included in this equation. The way immigrants are being treated during the entire immigration process is hard to watch.
They have been stripped of their belongings, they've not been provided food, they've been held for 8 hours without being allowed to go to the bathroom. They were put in dirty cells that had roaches and rodents crawling around them. They weren't provided blankets, their children were cold.
The poor condition immigrants face on both of the Salem's and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) detention centers have been a source of significant concern and criticism, with reports highlighting issues such as overcrowding, inadequate access to healthcare, substandard living conditions, and the instance of human rights violation, prompting calls for reform and improved oversight of immigration policies and facilities.
Pasamos frío, esa cosa que nos dieron de aluminio no era suficiente, realmente fue algo espantoso.
Había mucho frío, nos dieron comida una vez nada más, no había colcha, no había sábanas en el piso, 2 veces por la madrugada nos levantaron porque iban a limpiar.
Realmente la pasé muy mal. No me dieron ningún tipo de asistencia médica. Pedí que me ayudaran, que tenía sed, que tenía hambre.
A nosotros los inmigrantes deberían valorarnos por lo que podemos aportar al país, no por catalogarnos del lugar de donde venimos.
The stories of these two individuals exemplify what has happened to millions of immigrants that have crossed or have attempted to cross the border and be processed. In response to first-hand accounts like the ones just revealed, and the rise on the border issue, many politicians have decided to propose potential solutions that directly address the individuals in detention.
It is causing huge problems, and it's going to get a lot worse this week with the expiration of Title 42. People are going to come if they get benefits, and so what you want to do is say there's not benefits for coming illegally.
An opposing viewpoint to this argument articulates to an extreme essence, delving into the farthest reaches of the question at hand. What will be the adequate solution to this problem?
And they rejected my recent request for an additional $3.5 billion to secure the border and funds for 2,000 new asylum personnel.
Many share this belief that most immigrants, due to economic and human rights hardships in their place of origin, should be processed through asylums and be given an opportunity in this country. That includes giving them the right to acquire their own place to live, receive economic aid like food stamps, and have a path towards permanent residency and citizenship.
When I say, what do we want? You say work permits. What do we want?
Unfortunately, the government and the people themselves are divided by very separating different political mindsets.
However, a bipartisan collaboration that includes different points of view is completely necessary to address the problem.
I want to work in a bipartisan way for solutions for these immigrants to come in a compassionate and a way that honors them.
Addressing this issue appropriately involves investing in asylums and ICE detention centers so that immigrants that cross the border receive more and better resources like food, blankets, among others. No immigrant that crosses the border illegally should be accepted into the country. And create a new effective system of assimilation.
The citizens and leaders of the United States should consider a merit-based immigration system that measures each immigrant's worthiness Assessing immigrants based on their knowledge, their abilities, their economic impact, and their cultural impact will be beneficial for all, since they will be given an opportunity to become successful in a free country, while the nation will be thriving economically, scientifically, culturally. Added to this, all immigrants must be monitored for a 5-year period. During this period, they will have the chance to prove their contribution by working and paying taxes. In the meantime, they could get settled, housing, desist from government aid, and finally, after 5 years, be assessed in order to become citizens of the United States of America. This system ensures that those who truly become good residents and potential citizens of the United States will have an opportunity, while those that show signs of delinquency or have broken the law are kept out of the nation. This solution, with potential alternatives, is the method to ensure, in a period of 20 years, domestic security to all citizens, humane treatment to all immigrants, and a glorious future to this great nation.